What's up? What happens if AI just keeps getting smarter? I want to know the answer and I'm gonna record it and we're gonna find out the answer together. This is Rational Animations. I'm gonna get copyrighted. I really don't give a fuck. I really don't care. YouTube wants me to do transformative content, but I don't really know how to transform it other than really talking about it. So,
In
and I'm not
2023,
edit. I ain't trying
Nobel
to edit
Prize
this
winners,
video
top AI scientists, and even the CEOs of leading AI companies signed a
either.
statement which said, mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority, alongside other societal scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war. But how do we go from
I agree.
ChatGPT to AIs that could kill everyone on Earth?
ASI.
Why do
I already know. I already did my research on this. It's artificial super intelligence, where the AI teaches the AI, and then shit becomes like too crazy,
so many
essentially.
scientists, CEOs, and world leaders expect this? Let's draw a line of AI capabilities over time. Back here in 2019, we have GPT-2, which could answer short factual questions, translate simple phrases, and do small calculations. Then in 2022, we get models like GPT 3.5, which can answer complex questions, tell stories, and write simple songs.
Keep in mind, AI's only been around for what, 3, 4 years, and this shit is already finna be. By the year 2027, this shit, yo, we don't even know.
By 2025, we have models that can pass PhD level exams, write entire applications independently, and perfectly emulate human voices. They're beginning to substantially outperform average humans, and even experts. They still have weaknesses, of course, but the list of things AI can't do keeps getting shorter. What happens if we extend this line? Well, we'd see AIs become more and more capable, until this crucial point here,
Yup,
where AIs can design and build
yup.
new AI
I
systems
see. I told
without
y'all
human
this.
help.
I just said it a
Then,
minute
instead
ago.
of progress coming from human researchers, we'd have AIs making better
Say it
AIs,
like it is.
and the line would get a lot
ASI.
steeper. If we keep going from there, we hit this point, where AIs are super intelligent, better than
Hmm.
humans at every intellectual task, better than
And this shit, yo, bro, I'm calling it right now. It's finna be unprecedented. Yes, I have that word in my bag. Like this shit is really gonna be crazy, man.
all of humanity put together, spontaneously
And like
producing
I'm
breakthroughs
excited
in
for it,
research
for
and
real.
manufacturing, responsible for most economic
Wait, it's gonna
growth,
do what?
completely transforming the world.
Can this fucking button work? Oh shit, I
Eventually,
just
we
turned
could
the
get to
volume down.
this point here in research and manufacturing,
Spontaneously producing breakthroughs in research and why's I got DNA? That shit ain't finna change DNA.
responsible for most economic growth, completely transforming the world. And if we keep extending the line, eventually we could get to this point here. Incomprehensible machine gods, which tower
Wow.
above us the way we tower above
Wow.
ants, seemingly able to reshape the world however they want, with or without our involvement or permission. If we do reach this point, probably humanity would go
Oh
extinct,
hell
for the same
no.
reason we drove so many other species extinct. Not because we wanted to wipe them out, but because we were busy reshaping the world and it wasn't worth our effort to keep them around. When would this happen? We're not sure. Are there other ways the future could go? Certainly. But if we keep building more powerful AIs the way we're doing it right now, then this looks like the default
2019.
path.
That's when,
And this default path
bro. The first thing I remember, and I'm sorry, I keep pausing this shit, but the first thing I remember of AI was that Will Smith spaghetti video. But now VO3 came out. I'm gonna make a video on that too. Actually, VO3 came out, and it's fucking, dude. You can't even tell if it's real or fake.
is terrible for
It's
humans.
crazy.
Why? Because we're great at making more powerful AIs, but we haven't yet figured out how to make them do what we want. We've made a bit of
What's your
progress.
name?
AI assistants are usually resistant to things like explaining how to make bombs, but they're not that resistant. And so far, we've just been trying to control things weaker than us, where we can catch when they try to lie to us. But once we hit this point, that stops being true, and the problem becomes much harder. In fact, nobody knows how to do it. That's why experts,
Bro, my
including Nobel
AI
Prize
knows
winners
everything
and the
about me.
founders of every top AI
I
company,
can't I can't
have
have that
spoken out
motherfucker
about the
going
risk that
loose.
AI might lead to human extinction. The point of this video is not to say that this outcome is unavoidable, but instead to say that we do have to actually avoid it. So let's look
True.
at this line in a bit more detail.
Make
What
sure y'all got
happens
y'all
if AIs
snacks and
do
y'all
just keep
enjoying this
getting
video
smarter?
with me.
Artificial intelligence leads to artificial general intelligence. Let's think about this bit of the line first. From AIs right now to AGIs, artificial general intelligences. What does general intelligence mean? For the sake of this video, let's say it means whatever a human could do on a computer, an AGI could also do. AIs can already do the basics. We have systems you can connect to a regular computer, and then they can look at the screen and figure out what's going on, send messages, search the internet, and so on. They're also getting pretty good at using external tools. Obviously, they can't video call people, but well, no, actually, they can
Yes, I
totally
can.
do that. So they've already got the building blocks. The question is, how well can they combine them? They can send Slack messages, but can they run a company? They can write code, but can they write a research paper? And the answer is, not yet. But eventually, and maybe quite soon. After all, they just keep getting better. And if we just extrapolate forwards, it sure looks like they'll reach this point sooner or later. The jump from write a short story to write an excellent novel is pretty big. But remember that 5 years ago, they could barely write coherent sentences. Now, many people doubt that this can happen, usually for one of two reasons. One is that AIs aren't really thinking deep down. It's interesting to think about, but whether AIs have genuine understanding isn't really the relevant question here. What matters is what kind of tasks they can do and how well they perform at them. And the fact is, they just keep getting better. It doesn't matter whether AIs really understand chess in the way humans do. What matters is they can easily crush human world champions. The other main reason for doubt is the idea that AI is going to hit some kind of wall, and some tasks will just be too hard. But even if this does happen, it's very hard to say when, and people have been predicting it incorrectly for years. From chess to open-ended conversation to complex images, people keep expecting AI progress is about to reach a limit, and they keep being wrong. The way we train AIs draws on fundamental principles of computation that suggest any intellectual task humans can do are sufficiently large.
I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make videos of me making my own AI. Watch.
Large AI model should also be able to
Probably
do.
gonna give up
And
on
right
that shit
now,
like a day
several of
in,
the
but
biggest and most valuable companies in
try
the
it.
world are throwing tens of billions at making that happen. Artificial general intelligence leads to recursive self-improvement. At a certain point, this line is probably going to start curving upward. Why? Because AI will become capable enough to help us make better AI. This is recursive self-improvement. Every generation of AIs making the next generation more powerful. This will happen very easily once we have AGI. If an artificial general intelligence can do any computer-based task that a human can do,
Why
then
they
it
draw
can
that
work
dude
on
like
making
that?
better AIs. But in fact, AI is already starting to contribute to its own development. For example, by generating better prompts and creating better training data, designing better GPUs, writing code for experiments, and even generating research ideas. Over time, we'll only see more of this. AIs doing better and more independently, and even doing things like developing new algorithms and discovering novel ways to interact with the world. As far as we can tell, it's not like there's going to be one specific day where AIs tell researchers to step away from the computer. If anything, it will probably look more like what we're currently seeing. Humans deliberately putting AI systems in the driver's seat more and more, because they keep getting faster, cheaper, and smarter. Beyond a certain point, they'll be doing things humans can't do. They'll be far more capable, coming up with innovations we wouldn't be able to think of, and perhaps wouldn't even be able to understand. And every innovation will make them better at discovering the next one. Recursive
So
self-improvement
how is this shit gonna help
leads
me
to
pay my
artificial
mortgage?
superintelligence. So what comes next? What happens if AIs start making better AIs?
ASI.
Well, the next step after artificial general intelligence
Watch.
is artificial superintelligence.
I noticed, bro. I do
ASI.
my homework on
And
this shit.
ASI isn't just more capable than any human, it's more capable than every single human put together. And after AGI, this might not take long. After all, once you have one AGI, it's very easy to make more. You can just copy the code and run it on a different server. This is already what happens now. Once OpenAI was finished training ChatGPT, it was able to put out millions of copies of it running in parallel shortly after. And there are other advantages AIs have. For one, they're much faster. An AI like ChatGPT can easily produce a page of dense technical writing in under a minute and read thousands of words in seconds. The best chess AI can beat the best human players, even if the AI is only given a second to pick each move. On top of that,
Can
it's
it beat
much
Magnus
easier
stuff?
for AIs to share improvements.
Or
If
fuck
one of those
Magnus. Can
AIs
it
can
beat that
figure out
one
a way to
Indian
make
dude
itself smarter,
that beat
it can
Magnus?
copy that across to the other million AIs that are busy doing something else. What's more, there's no reason to think individual AIs will stall at whatever level humans can reach. Historically, that's just not how this works. If we look at the tasks where AI reached human level more than 5 years ago, board games, facial recognition, certain types of medical diagnostics, they're still continuing to get better. If you just imagine an average human who miraculously had the ability to memorize the entire internet, read and write 10 times faster, and also clone themselves at will,
Damn,
it's
that
pretty
sound like
obvious
me
how
for
that
real.
could get out of hand. Now
What am I
imagine
talking
that
about?
the clones could figure out ways to edit their own
Tripping.
brains to make every single one of them more capable. It's easy to see how they might quickly become more powerful than all of humanity combined. ASI leads to godlike AI. So, where does
What happens if there's definitely a counter to this, but like what happens if we just don't use our phones or computers? Nah, that was dumb.
it end? Let's zoom out the
Not
chart a
everybody's
little
just
bit
gonna
and
fucking
see
cut
what's
off
going
their
on
computer.
up here at the top. At this point, we've somewhat fancifully labeled
There's shit like
incomprehensible
DoorDash, you
machine
know, there's shit
gods.
like
Let's be clear.
some
AI
businesses
isn't
run
gonna start
strictly
doing
online,
magic.
so yeah, that was dumb.
We can be confident they aren't going to invent perpetual motion machines or faster than light travel, because there are physical limits to what's possible. But we are absolutely nowhere near those limits. Modern smartphones have 1 million times as much memory as the computer used on the Apollo moon mission, but they're still another 1 million times less dense than DNA, which still isn't all the way to the physical limit. Let's think about how our current technology would look to even the best scientists from 100 years ago. They would understand that it's hypothetically possible to create billions of devices that near instantly transmit gigabytes of information across the world using powerful radios in space. But they'd still be pretty surprised to hear that everyone has a phone that they can use to watch videos of cartoon dogs. We don't know what artificial superintelligence would be able to do, but it would probably sound even more crazy to us than the modern world would
100%,
sound to
dude.
someone from 1920. Think about it this way. So progress happens faster and faster as AI improves itself. Where does this end? The self-improvement process wouldn't
Oh, no,
stop
that's a
until
good
there were
point.
no more improvements that could be made. So try to imagine an AI system so powerful that there's no way to make it any smarter, even by using the unimaginably advanced engineering skills of the most powerful possible AI. Such a system would be bumping up against the only limits left, the laws of physics themselves. At that point, AI abilities still wouldn't be literally magic, but they might seem like it to us. If that happens, we'll be completely powerless compared to them. The default path. For this to go well,
What if
we
that
need to
shit
figure
can
out how
change
to make
physics?
AIs that want to do what we want. And there are lots of ideas for how we could do that, but they are nowhere near close to done. Our best attempts to make AIs not do things that we don't want them to are still pretty unreliable and easy to circumvent. Our best methods for understanding how AIs make choices only allow us to glimpse parts of their reasoning. We don't even have reliable ways to figure out what AI systems are capable of. We already struggle to understand and control current AIs. As we get closer to AGI and ASI, this will get a lot harder. Remember, AIs don't need to hate humanity to wipe it out. The problem is that if we actually build the AIs that build the AGIs that build the ASIs, then to those towering machine gods, we would look like a rounding error. To the AIs, we might just look like a bunch of primitive beings standing in the way of a lot of really useful resources.
I
After
know
all,
my
when we
AI
want to
don't
build
give
a
a fuck about.
skyscraper and there's an anthill in the way, well, too bad for the ants. It's not that we hate them, we just have more important things to consider. We cannot simply ignore the problem. Just hoping for powerful AIs to not hurt us literally means gambling the fate of our entire species. Another option is to stop, or at least slow things down, until we've figured out what's going on. We're a long way away from being
Dude,
able
that's
to
not
control
finna
millions
What
of
is finna
AIs that are
happen?
as
This is
smart as
actually
us,
exciting.
let alone AIs that are to us as we are to
Exciting,
ants.
but kind of
We
scary.
need time to build institutions to handle this extinction risk level technology. And then we need time to figure out the science and engineering to build AIs we can keep control of. Unfortunately, the race is on, and there are many different companies and countries all throwing around tens of billions of dollars to build the most powerful AI they can. Right now, we don't even have brakes to step on if we need to, and we're approaching the cliff fast. We're at a critical time when our decisions about AI development will echo through history. Getting this right isn't just an option, it's a necessity. The tools to build superintelligent AI are coming, The institutions to control it must come first. We'd like to thank our friends at Control AI for making this explainer possible. It's because of their support that you can watch it now. But as you can tell from our other videos, this subject has always been important to us. Control AI is mobilizing experts, politicians, and concerned citizens like you to keep humanity in control. We need you. Every voice matters.
Shout out
every
Control
action
AI.
counts,
This
and
is
we're running out of
definitely
time. Visit controlai.com now and join the movement to protect
yeah.
humanity's future. Check the description down below for links to join now.
Control
Help
AI.
us
Yeah. You know
ensure
what? I'm gonna join
humanity's
that.
most powerful
I'm gonna join the
invention doesn't
cause.
become our last.
Wow. That's great. I'm gonna definitely join that cause off camera. Yeah, no. Very informative video. Loved it.